Someone yelled behind me. "Hey, you can't cut through there!" I didn't answer. I couldn't. My breath was already shaking. I slipped into the narrow alleyway anyway. Cold brick walls on both sides, trash bins lining the path, neon from the street bleeding red down the puddles at my feet. I pressed my back to the wall because I could feel it happening again. The rumble, deep in my chest, low, heavy, like something waking up inside me. I whispered, barely breathing, "Not here. Please, not here." But my voice trembled. My hands trembled harder. The night air felt thick, too thick, like my lungs were trying to expand past what my body could hold. I closed my eyes, hoping the darkness would help. It didn't. Thump. My heartbeat slammed once, hard enough I swear it echoed off the brick. Thump. Another. Stronger. Angrier. I doubled over, pressing my palm to the wall to steady myself. My fingers sank into the mortar like clay. Panic stabbed through me. No, no, no! The transformation didn't care. My day had already been a wreck. My boss dropped a case on my desk. Not a normal one. A career-ending one. The type with threats, reporters, deadlines measured in minutes. Then the subway stalled. Then the rain hit. Then the crowd. Then the guy yelling at me on the sidewalk. Every stress piled onto the next until I felt something inside me start to crack. And now, this. The alleyway grew smaller, like the walls were closing in. But it wasn't the walls. It was me. The first wave hit so hard, my ribs felt like they weren't mine anymore. Like they were widening from the inside. A shock ripped down my spine. My knees buckled. I grabbed a dumpster to steady myself. The metal dented under my grip. Breath hissed past my teeth. Loud. Too loud. I slapped both hands over my mouth, trying to quiet myself. But my shoulders twitched, expanded, and the collar of my shirt tightened against my neck. A faint green glow crawled across my skin. I could see it, even in the dark. A ghostly shimmer under the surface. "Not here," I whispered again, voice cracking. "Someone will see." The next pulse cut me off. Boom. My back arched, violently. My entire body jerked upward an inch, then another. My spine realigned, each vertebra snapping into a new position with a deep internal click, like a zipper closing from the inside. I gasped. The breath was huge. Too huge. I slapped my hand on my chest, trying to force it to slow down. My blouse strained. Threads stretched to their breaking point. The alleyway flickered, streetlights buzzing like they were reacting to me. Another pulse surged outward from my core, a hot wave spreading to my shoulders, down my arms, into my fingertips. My forearms tightened first, muscles rising like thick cords, twisting into place. The seams in my sleeves popped quietly at the elbows. My stance widened, not by choice. My legs were bracing on their own, calves bulging, thighs hardening like steel under my skin. I fell to one knee, and the pavement cracked. My other hand slammed to the ground, fingers curling into the concrete like it was soft dirt. I could feel everything around me, every sound, every vibration, vivid and sharp. My heartbeat roared like a drum line inside my skull. Thump, 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 thump. Dust shook off the fire escape above me. A loose bottle rattled across the ground. My jaw clenched, teeth grinding. My eyes snapped open, and green light spilled out. Bright, burning, alive. I groaned, low and deep, my voice dropping into something not entirely human. My shirt tore across the back first, fabric splitting clean open as my shoulder blades stretched wider. Then the sleeves, ripping up both arms as muscle pushed outward. Every breath I took grew heavier, deeper, my chest lifting like each inhale could break the ribs apart. Then came the surge, a full-body jolt, a tidal wave of energy exploding outward. My height jumped again, my perspective rising almost a full foot. The alleyway looked smaller, tighter, fragile. I threw my head back and gasped, a huge, thunderous breath that echoed between the buildings. My skin now glowed a full emerald, bright at the edges, deeper toward the core. My clothes hung in shredded pieces, barely holding together. I stood up slowly, massive shadows stretching across the alley walls. Every part of me pulsed with power. Not wild, not chaotic, but controlled now. Mine. I looked at the dented dumpster, the cracked pavement, the glowing green handprints on the brick. This wasn't a mistake. This wasn't an accident. This was who I was becoming. And as the wind shifted, carrying the noise of the city toward me, I whispered into the darkness, "I'm done hiding."